Hi everyone, good morning. Today we welcome you to the second annual BCE Conference streamed from Emerson, Los Angeles campus. We are so happy to have you all here. Today we will gather industry professionals, executives, and scholars to discuss the legacy of exclusion in the creative industry. Rather than dwelling on the negative, we will show you how to overcome these systemic obstacles and literally get you a seat at the table and be in the room where it happens. Right now, I will pass it on to the director of the program of the Business of Creative Enterprises program, Wes Jackson, who has over 25 years of experience as an entrepreneur and innovator in the music business. He helped launch the career of many recognized artists. His first venture, Seven Heads Entertainment, was a boutique of an independent record label and management company. Wes, in 2005, founded the Brooklyn Hip Hop Festival with the mission to create a world-class event to honor hip hop music and culture. And this festival has hosted a range of amazing talent, including Jay-Z, Kanye West, and Kendrick Lamar. And currently, he's a senior executive in residence and director of the Business of Creative Enterprises program at Emerson College. So without further ado, I'll pass it on to Wes, and thank you all for coming. And later on, I will give you like details of the flow of the event. Wes?
All right. Thank you, Valeria, and welcome everybody. Thanks for hanging in there with us as we had our technical delays that will always happen when you do these events. But first, I want to say some thank yous, and my first thank you is to Valeria and our student team. When we started this BCE conference last year, sort of in the height of the pandemic, we wanted to create something that would connect the curriculum and scholarship and bring it to connect it to the professional world. And there's no mistake, we're here at ELA where that is part of the mission. But really, it is a student-led production, and Valeria is our executive producer and our team. I'm very proud of the work that her and the team have done. And I also want to thank Paul Pegger, who needs to take a breath now, right? We appreciate you, who's kind of whipped this all into shape and really elevated, the production. I also want to thank our dean, Raul Reis, who's going to be talking in a minute, the dean of the School of Comm. I want to thank Allison and Mikhail here at ELA for welcoming us. As you all know, Emerson is, BCE is a Boston-based program, and most of our operations are out there. But when I first got this job and came out here and met Mikhail and the team, I really wanted the BCE to have a stronger connection to the wonderful things happening here in LA in this building, and that's really part of what this program is about. I also want to thank the chair of the Marcom, chairperson of the Marcom Marketing and Communications Department, Dr. Brent Smith, for all of his support, and also the good folks at Emerson Productions who have sat on planes for hours and helped us elevate this program as well. I just want to say really quickly, and trying to be quick, we started this idea, again, in the height of the pandemic, me coming from the professional world, as Valeria described, and being here with the scholars and great academics at Emerson, and they were going to conferences and thinking about big ideas and thinking about the future of the industries. And I thought to myself, where I came from, nobody talks like that, but we would want to. So we want this conference to be the bridge between the thinkers, the scholars, the young executives, and the practitioners, the people really, on the front line. So we welcome all of you, no matter where you came from. It's a way you can get a little taste of what we're trying to do here at the BCE. And as Valeria said, the theme today is about disenfranchisement. We're going to talk about how groups, specifically BIPOC, LGBTQIA+, and women have been excluded from the creative industry. But now we're not going to dwell on that. How do we fix it and move forward to make sure that all of our voices are heard and we can push the industry forward? So we have a wonderful slate of speakers coming up. You'll see probably too much of me over the day. And with that, I want to introduce the Dean of the School of Communication, Emerson College, Dr. Raul Reis.
Thank you, Wes, and good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you again to everyone who is watching us today for being here, either in person or virtually. to participate in our second annual BCE Conference. And I wanted to take a minute to recognize the amazing work that has been done by the student organizers, Valeria Ocando, as Wes mentioned, but also Jessica Saavedra, Chloe Williams, Kartik Ramaswamy, Nissim Herskovitz, and Eugenia Camacho. They have been hard at work since the summer, planning the conference and making sure that we had this incredible lineup of speakers today. To those guests, thank you for joining us here today virtually, sharing your insights, experience, and wisdom. Along the way, our student team has been guided by our BCE faculty and leaders, especially Wes Jackson, who is too modest, but he has done a lot to put this together. Brent Smith, chair of the Marketing Communication Department, Sanjay Poten, who is the conference's faculty coordinator. Thank you all for everything that you have done. And I also want to give a big thank you to the Dean's Office staff, especially to Paul Pegger, who worked very hard behind the scenes on the organization and logistics of this event, Jonathan Satriali, Molly Loffman, Robin Elkins, Diego Salazar, Cynthia Antino from the Marketing Communication Department, who spent many hours promoting, planning, and doing so many tasks behind the scenes. We also owe gratitude to the skillful staff from Emerson Productions, especially Eric Fox, Dan Lewis, Pierre Huberson, who made this hybrid live stream production possible. You might think that it's easy in this age of Zoom, but it's actually quite complicated, and this team has innovated an approach in true Emersonian fashion. Finally, I must thank Allison Sampson, Tim Chang, Mikhail Gershovitz, and all of our friends here at Emerson LA, who always welcome with this wonderful hospitality, and also the students who have been helping us in this past couple of days. Thank you so much for doing this. We are excited to be here to remind us that even though we are two campuses on two opposite coasts, we are one Emerson. It gives me great pride as dean of the school that we have been able to support and help make this conference come together. I'm also very proud of the topic of the conference itself, disenfranchisement, getting a seat at the table. The organizers could have picked a more timely, urgent, and important topic for this event. I'm looking forward to watching and listening to the presentations, discussions, and conversations that will happen here today, and also next Saturday at our Boston campus. And now I would like to call the Executive Director of ELA, Allison Sampson, to say a few words. Allison.
Greetings, everybody. This will just be a moment to let you have some context about where we are and where this is coming from. We are at Emerson, Los Angeles. This building opened in 2014. The program is more than 30 years old. It's about a 100,000 square foot building. You're actually 2 floors up is a dormitory. So we have about 200 students living and probably sleeping above us. We don't have a dining hall here for a reason. It's because Emerson Los Angeles has enrollment only in their last semester or their second to last semester, and it's all about experiential learning. So every student here has an internship. We have 25 faculty. We run classes, 50 classes from 9 in the morning until 11 at night. Students have mentoring programs here. They're also working. Most of them don't come from Los Angeles, so they're trying to figure out this major city. They're in their 3rd week right now of this semester. And we have 3 cohorts a year. Most of the students in the summer are students from other schools, but in summer and fall, they're students from our school. So we run 3 semesters essentially, and about half of the students from Emerson who come here to ELA as this semester away program end up moving here. So we're very involved in workforce development, workforce readiness, making sure that they can transition from being students to being professionals and living here. That's why we don't have a dining hall. They're responsible for budgeting and their food plan. There's a community kitchen there. And we're here for them when they graduate. They come back, those 100 a semester that move here, and we give them, supplementary services in helping them land a job. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I may have forgotten here. But in terms of entrepreneurial spirit, we have that here, and we're very interested in job creation. I'm very involved with the Los Angeles Chamber of Commerce, very involved with the issue of runaway film production to Canada, Mexico, Louisiana, and Atlanta to make sure there are media jobs for our students here and that they're well prepared for them. And we're thrilled to have Wes Jackson here, who I usually only get to work with on Zoom or by having to go to Boston, and to be a sponsor of this conference. And I hope, Wes, that this will be something every year that we do, and that next time we can fill the room with people without a virus. So thank you for being here today. And if anyone out there in the world would like a tour someday or to learn more about Emerson Los Angeles, just reach out to me. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Allison, and thank you everyone again for being here. Right now, I'll introduce the flow of the event, and then we'll get started. So right now, we will talk with Doug Holloway, an Emerson trustee. I'll introduce him further. Later on, we'll have the General Counsel of Meta. And after that, we're gonna have 3 panels, one on cannabis industry, the other one with a WME agent, and then we will talk about the streaming world. So right now, without further